Almaamoon. Thanks a lot for joining and
Thank you for having
welcome
me.
to my channel. Can we
Thank
start
you
with a
so much.
short introduction from you?
Okay, so about me, I am Almaamoon Rasool, a full stack software engineer from Iraq, working in industry for about 14 years. I am also machine learning engineer for 7 years and a cloud architect. I have worked in a lot in different industry, but my current work in company Iraq Creative Solution. We're working on video understanding and computer vision, and especially we're working on a smart surveillance system for monitoring violent activity and car accident and monitoring road. This is our main job, and also we're doing other jobs like mobile and web development with some ML-based services like recommender system for the website is and the commerce app and things like this. And yes, and I have two bachelor degree, one in chemistry science and the other in computer science, and then completed my master degree in computer science and computer vision and artificial intelligence. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I've seen your LinkedIn profile. You've worked on so many different domains. You
Yeah.
worked on
Uh,
cloud, AWS, and GCP, and full stack development, and machine learning. As you have some good Kaggle profile as well.
yeah. Okay. This because that everyone that want to jump in the field, he will see that there is a lot of opportunity. You can work in different area, but actually, my start was I came to the industry as an someone that has not studied computer science. So the first thing that interested me was the penetration testing and security. So this was my first approach to working. And then after this, I came to approach different roles and in different companies and reaching out here to working as an ML engineer. And actually find that learning is my path in life. So spend the most of my life in learning, whether it's inside the work or learning for just self growth and for curiosity. Yeah. So you found multiple rules in work and multiple skill because something that you motivated to learn and other that you learn it for work. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so but like these technologies are poles apart. Like it must have taken you a significant amount of time to learn and grasp a new technology. How did you
Yes.
manage that?
Okay, so when this technology, when I was approaching to learn them, it was depending on the role in that current time that I learned them. And then there is some kind of there is two separate things. There is the technology, and there is the fundamental. So the technology will change, and actually there is a lot of technology has been changed in many years. But the fundamentals that you have. So let's say that you are a programmer and you want to pick a new programming language because you have the foundation of data structure and the foundation of object oriented and the algorithms and things like this. You understand also the fundamentals of list tuples and other things, so you can adopt a new language. But I'm not saying that you have to learn each new language that's come, but if there is a new project in your mind and this is the language that will fit with it, or you are going to new job, you can adopt it quickly if you already have this foundation. So I was working on my foundation. It will take it's for me for my life and work to build the foundation. It was to me about more than 4 years. So I was able to evolve in new technology quickly. This was because there is if I want to say there is a two core thing that someone that has to know is that you have to learn how to be a self learner. You have to how to found yourself and how to read documents and how to Google things. And the second thing that you have to have the hacker mindset. This skill is that it's not about hacking. I'm talking about that you have the courage to try things, break things, always try. You will not going to lose something. I actually not holding myself from learning things because of time. Sometimes I does not have a time at all for learning, so I take time from my night. From so if I want to sleep in at 12, a.m., I will just shift it to 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. This 3 hours will help me learning or reading things, because sometimes in work you will use thing that you used to work with, so you found yourself not getting a new skill or something you love to do. So you have to sacrifice time at all. At the end, you have to sacrifice from your old time that you give something to learning, and you can do it. But it's not about that you has to do it like my way. I was find my way in working. So started with working in security, then working, then find the first job role was about server admin. This is my first job title. And when I was working on it with it, I found that the thing that I have learned in security was helped me a lot. So building a better hosting for the client, and found that making much more better living if I learn code and things like this is it's take me and on the way. Then when you evolve, you will find the specification that is fit with you. Maybe you found that these four is not connected, but somehow that the thing that you have learned will help you understand the new thing that's in different rule. So let's say that you want to work, if you are a programmer and you're working as a backend developer, if you know about the clusters and the servers, it will help you a lot to find a better design for your software. If you know about the databases and how it's been managed and how the cluster been running, so you will and what is the slow query, so you will try to optimize your code for things like this, and this will take you, the path will take you, but you just have to start with something that you're passionate about and you're motivated to learn, so you sacrifice time for. Yeah.
Okay. And you said you started with chemical engineering,
Okay, so
chemistry.
this is, yes, this is the study. This is my study, because I was not knowing and not approaching anything about PC. Here in Iraq, that we did not have a reach to any personal computer until the 2003, where there is change in our politic system. So a new system has come. My first approach to personal VC was in 2004. I was not so curious about it, and was in my when I was want to go to university, I picked the university that is fit to my degrees. But then find that I love computers. I love internet. I really get my mind was about reverse engineering and exploit deployment and working in this side of thing. I was not approaching, if I was touching code, was just for learning how to break things. So when I was learning PHP, and at that time I was trying to learn how to write a shell or how to make some exploit for database like a SQL injection or thing like this. So this was just for learning purposes and was not no proficient at that time. So when found myself evolving and learning faster in this area, I said to myself, if I has a time and a job in this in computer, I will study a computer bachelor in computer science, and I will complete my academia for it if I found it help me. After this, I found I was able to get my first job, which happened that I got it because I hacked it into the server of the company that I applied to.
Oh,
So yeah, this was because this old website is most of them have a SQL injection, and I was able to inject into the database, and was able then to make a shell on the server, and was the security not just like this, and everything now is easy, but at this time that securing some server and getting out some privileges was easy to me to do it. And then I applied to them. I showed them that this is their usernames, and here's I have some access to your system, and your website is they have their website is system with the hosted company. So they said, okay, so you know this thing, come, you will be managing your servers, And to be honest, it was the first time to me that touching a server as a sysadmin. If I was touching
Oh,
server, was just to hack into it and try to doing things. But yes, the I accept it because this is a job. It's a first job for someone newbie, and where you can go from there. Then this the journey take me. I found that I learning because I found that I'm not afraid of trying, and I was carefully with working with the server. I have mimicking the CentOS into my personal computer. So every change I do, everything I must do, I do it on this PC, and make sure that nothing can break and everything can work. And learning from this rule, and the journey started. Found that I make a good money from working in that in tech. So say why I'm not learning it as an academia. I was coding at this that time. I was doing some programming on the web, but was finding some hard to learn concept. Like I was not was able to grasp the advanced algorithm very quickly because it does not have the foundation. So I choose to from computer engineer or computer science. I choose computer science because I found that the syllabus was so wide. The most important to me was to learn the data structure and algorithm, and to learn about the operation system, the compilers, and the computer architect, and especially learning more about assembly. And because I started, I told you I was starting on reverse engineering, and this was the most area that I am powerful at. So, and from there started the journey. To be honest with you, I have benefit a lot from the academia, not just because I learning from the lecturer, but I take in each book seriously and read it and try to practice it without having any bias judgment on it. In each university, there is a good material, good books they follow. Maybe some lecturer not give it its value, but you have to study it. So I take this material, as I told you, this things, and started to working with them. Yeah, and the journey started, and then completing the master degree on it, and so yeah.
cool.
Okay.
So you did a master's as well. Like you did a bachelor in chemistry, then a bachelor in computer science, and then a master in computer
Yeah,
science.
yes. I did a bachelor in chemistry, completed because I already have to complete my study, and because here in Iraq, that the study is free, that you're not spending money on
Oh,
the college, and so you can complete it is not harming you. I heard somebody that some saying that you don't have to get a degree to work in tech. Yes, you don't have to get the degree, but you have to build this foundation, and to build this foundation, you have to study, whether it's in university or out the university. Since here or in your country or any country, the study of university, if it is free for you, you can invest time to learning this fundamental and this theoretical things, and try to apply it because it can be applied with any technology. It's not the restriction of any language programming. You can adopt and learn a new language of programming as you need in a specific project. You can learn, let's say that if you study the computer operating system, I found it as the book that I read. I found there is a lot of relation between it and my work as a sys administrator. I understand more about the clusters and how the voting system happen when a master node been down, and if there is an even number of nodes in that cluster, there will be some we call it a problem of a brain splitting. The brain splitting is that if these both there is two node here and two node here, each two node agree that they have the constant data. Now the system cannot choose which one having the constant data. So that's why want to go always with an odd number, not even number, because here that when having something like this, there has to be a majority that's saying that we have the constant data, so the system can sync on this and complete its path. So I think like this, it's been studied inside the book, and I was working in it. So this connection between the thing that you're working with and the thing that we studied in the book is really needed. So getting back to say to programming, when you're working on a programming, if you don't know the foundation, the structure and things like this, you have to study it, whether in university or anyone any place else. So if you can have a time and you can restrict yourself to study it and to have a time and exams and assignment and be good at it, you can go. You don't have to go to university if you can do it. But I found myself that if I am being in university and it's free for me, I have a chance that they put me on the edge and may and force me to study because there is exams and you have to get a degree and you have to read for that exam, so you have some kind of sub goals to complete. And for me, yeah, it's helped me. Completing the master degree was for a self passion. I found that is not much more helpful as a professional level. I have to hold many a project that was under my hand in the work, and to just study theoretical many theoretical thing that is maybe not related to me. I and my final project was in computer vision, but the courses what's related to many area, and each one of them contain a lot of books and a lot of courses that need to be done in a short time. And this was if I say some time wasting, if you can call it. But some of computer science students maybe found that they evolve in academia as a career is bad for them. So if you want to work as in academia, go complete master and PhD. But if you want to work in a professional way, you have either take this foundation from the computer science degree or whatever, or you read it. You found this syllabus, this hard maintained syllabus. You try to read it by yourself. You try to examine yourself and complete this. Yeah.
Hmm. And so you started your job as a sysadmin. And how was your journey from the sysadmin to a machine learning expert and a Google
Yeah.
certified cloud professional?
Okay. So as I told you that the first job was a sysadmin, and in the same company that there was have a problem that we does not have any developers there, and I have to practice and make myself good at development because I found that will be a win to win because okay, let's try to learn it. I start learning the coding and things like this, uh, and shifted. I cannot say shifted because I still working as a host provider and sysadmin, but my main income was in about that being a full stack. In the old days, in when we worked, there was not so much about the front end and back end. So you can work all a full stack. You must work as a full stack developer because the language there was there, and the tools that was for the front end, not much more like this. You don't have nowadays that we're working as there's cloud providers and there is a many managed services, and also there is a front end languages that help you, and most of the work that shifted to be service oriented. So there is a lot of API and talking. And the old days there was a one website that if you're working in PHP, so you doing the HTML inside the PHP itself, and the work was at this way. So you have to know the HTML, you have to know some Flash, you have to know Adobe Flash and things like this, and also working in graphics like Photoshop and things like this, and working from the PHP and MySQL like this. I started evolving in this, learning much more in full stack development and websites, and then there is learning different language, adding Node.js to myself, and that. Then there comes some project that was the first approach to me in the cloud, where there is some client came to me as a sysadmin is saying that they have a handover from a project that's been done from different company. This company has using some kind of architecture inside Google Cloud. This was very old, in about 2013, 2014, like this. And this was first approach to me to checking the cloud and what's inside it. And it's even the cloud was much more, no more than just a virtual machines. Even though they use the cloud, they use it as a virtual machines and building all the things inside it. Then the cloud has evolved, uh, because if you work in as sysadmin, you know that when work and dedicated hardware, we found some that you have to estimate the workload, to estimate things, and to make some specific hardware requirement. So you get this server with this hardware. If you want to upgrade it, you have to have some downtime, and if you want to build some kind of a cluster on a dedicated hardware, it's very headache, and it's need a team to manage to monitor and shifting like this. Now, when cloud has evolved and there is these services, that's always that most of the services they manage it. I found it that it's much more easier to sysadmin to work on this. Of course, it's depending on the client and the budget. Then started the work inside some client that's needing to work specifically on a cloud solution, uh, which was that we're working on a serverless environment, and decided that in that solution that we need some kind of this delay, and there is also some kind that of this project was need um, that it contains some kind of video that need some node be near our country or main our main users. When searching and finding node, found that Google have a node inside the app, which is related to caching YouTube itself, but it also can be used as a CDN node for the work. So okay, this is our main to go. We want something that can benefit and can give us less downtime. Less time when requesting the data, and to make the thing and the work official, there was some need for certification in Google Cloud. So starting to study it and getting the certificate. Before that, if we want to back to machine learning, so in machine learning, the first thing that I remember that there is an email came to me, and I was subscribing many news later. So there is an email get to my inbox about Google open source TensorFlow the first time, and what is this TensorFlow? What is this came to my inbox? Of course, I do some kind of ML, but statistical ML. That I'm working on a scalar and things like this. Found some bottlenecks, working around this, but not was not so much interested in it until find that reading about TensorFlow. I has enforced to read about much more about deep learning and starting the journey and machine learning, and found it some fantastic work, something that is different than when I was the first thing that we study in artificial intelligence in university in the fourth degree. I asked the lecturer, uh, we work in this in Prolog. I want to shift it to different language, into different how we can do it. He said to me that it is just an if and else statement. So I just get shocked. What you mean? But it's not if and else. It's there is an algorithm has to be implemented. But if you don't know your ways, you can't dig more. That you only have someone to ask. But when he said this thing to me, I not motivated to work about this. I have some curiosity and questions I wanted to answer it. So searching, and when I searching, I found there is some kind of algorithm that it's maybe depending on some logic, maybe the fuzzy logic it's if and else. Maybe the decision tree contains some threshold that may be seen to you as an if and else, but it's not. But it's training on a data. It is statistical model, but also learning what is random forest, learning what is swarm intelligent, what is ant colony, and things like this. But not start to explore it as a real project and real something that I can make something with. So, what this recommender system has been in Amazon, when you go and try to buy something, what this ad that is showing to you and this advanced ad and things like this. When I found this email about TensorFlow, it drove me inside it, and this was in 2014 or 15. Yes, something like this. This is the first time they noticed the TensorFlow, and starting to work around it, learning about it, and working as when I learn something, I put some project, try to tackle it, and then came that I making some Facebook group that to share things that I learned with the community, and continue to read papers, implement some of them, read, implement. Then I found myself that this algorithm is cool, and deep learning is something cool, very cool. And actually, once you in each day, in each month, you found that even this is being automated, and there is libraries that made most of your work. You just have to have some kind of abstract of understanding. But if you want to make a real work or advancement or advanced research, you have to read more. I also, to make myself better, I work on some side of a research project and published my novel, first novel paper I made is called Data Efficient Video Transformer, which about that making efficient video transformer that can work on less data with the limited hardware. While we know that transformer, when we want to work on video, it has to work with a large amount of data, and you have to have a good hardware. And this started by two both of things, that working in a company on machine learning and reading and working research area about this as a machine learning. And also it came to me that some kind, I love to go inside hackathons and learn from them. The first hackathon that it's a PyTorch hackathon in 2018, which was that they selected 10,000 developer. They give them a curriculum, and then there is a project. So those that the 300 that make the top score on the leaderboard, they selected as a scholarship from Facebook, and I've been taking a best score on this and been selected at the 300. And then they give us a new scholarship. Also, it's the scholarship was a paid nano degree from Udacity, supported by Facebook. Then they selected the top 200 students that who completed the nano degree to another scholarship. This was created from Facebook. Then come 2020 competition from Facebook, and also competed in it and win as a regional of MENA region and South Africa, and was in also in PyTorch, and was in my specific. I working on video understanding. Now it is my work and living. So I make a project on video understanding and action recognition. It's won as a prize in there, and this was good. And this was my approaching to machine learning, as you asked. And then this all of this is that if you see that some kind of skill that you need can sorry, some skill that you may need. So when working as in our work in machine learning in the company, there is some skill needed to when you deploy the models, when you make the serving services. We actually taking the microservice architecture, we shaping the models as containers and consume them as APIs, and use them, communicate with them via APIs, use it inside the softwares. And this was in a Kubernetes cluster. But this way, the knowledge of sysadmin and cloud architecting was helped me a lot when working on ML engineer, especially nowadays that there is something that is ML ops, which is that very that is it's merging between the machine learning engineer work and and data scientist with the ops and engineer. And this because there is a need to make a full life cycle management for the project. And this the journey so far helped me to marriage between those things and making good and successful project for the company. Especially we are not a very big company. We have a small team. We make our client, but still a small team that focus on a specific project. And when you're working on a small company with small teams, you have to have a lot of responsibility to manage things and take it by your hand. I
Okay.
hope not to take it so long. Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you feel like you have come such a long distance? Did you when you look back at your journey, do you think it was a tough journey or was it exciting or
Okay, so it was exciting because if you look at it in back, that each moment there was some kind of achievement that's been done, and things that you learn it. There's things that you may learn it as a tools or technology that has been forgotten or you will not learn it anymore. But there is some kind of solid principle and foundation that help you a lot when you're talking and when you have some kind, some of us when involved in technology, then you have some kind of level you have to work in architecting and designing or consulting and things like this need you to have multiple exposure to different area so you can give a good and insightful ideas. It was a tough journey. I cannot say it's not. Yes, it was because there was a lot of ups and down in it. Yes, especially that when I was studying, I was working, and I have multiple work. I in that time and little time for studying, but still I was able to be the first on my university, having the highest degree there. But still that you have little sleep, little time to family and things like this. And I have a good and a great family. They help me and they support me each time that I want to evolve and learn things. But in the end, that's if you look at it back at it, it's worth it. Yeah.
Okay. And so, how do you plan for next maybe 5 years down the line? You have some products
Oh,
ideas or some startup?
yes. Actually, I have some ideas starting to working on building some project that increasing designers productivity using the generative models and things like this. So building some
Okay.
kind of software that making this because nowadays that machine learning in data driven application, it's an opportunity to you to build your own system on it and sell it, not to try to find a job or role on companies. I'm not saying that if someone wants to find, but it's an opportunity to anyone if he has an idea and he can implement it, and if there is some little area that he needs some others to help, he can start his own product that he can start to sell. Especially this thing is global. So when you make any kind of a product that it's working and give some value to market, and especially those that who contain in some there is a lot of hype about AI, but everyone here in AI there is AI, so they will download it and try it. This is an opportunity. I want to use it to find a better or let's say growing better in the field. And yes, this is my idea, and in growing the startup about this app. Yeah.
Okay. Like, what decision do you think in your life that really made a change? Like, when you decided that you want to take up IT career and not take the other, not leave behind chemistry. I'm sure you had
Okay.
thought a lot at
Yes.
that time.
Yes, it took a lot. Actually, it was a hard decision to make, and especially that when I was thinking, okay, so I was working in computer science, but it's what NAS that I have in a degree, and you know that in that time, and especially in our country, when you're working in some kind of field, you have to have at least a bachelor degree on it so you can work. It's not about that you know something, okay, you know it, but some will feel you that you are strange in the field that you don't have the
Okay.
foundation by the end. Yeah, but it was that I was uh, a workshop in Lebanon, and this workshop that's containing a lot of those who that was talking about technology and things like this. And it's happened that I was going to workshop to benefit, and they asked me to give some workshop in security. I there meet some people that who was also was a speakers in a wide now in a conference called the Black Hat conference. It's very now in conference in security. And when talking with them, someone say that it's let's say that if you wanted to study, so what thing that's stop you from it? So you if you can manage both working and studying, It's maybe worth it. It maybe well worth it. I reconsider it, start digging, searching, and the idea evolved to me. Okay, if I can manage the time, if I can take this decision, and it actually helped me a lot. Helped me a lot from the way of building the foundation itself. Believe me that I was not know from where to start and what to learn. I just getting a list of a recommended thing to read, but which book, which one is the now in this after completing these foundations, I can find the thing that is can help me and make me grow better, because I have let's say the basic level of knowledge to know or to filter information, and this has been done by reading. Now it's maybe others will find them way and find someone that will guide them or find some list of readed books or thing like this, but you have to start somewhere that you build your foundation. This decision helped me a lot building the foundation that I rely on, and by the same way that in the same way that I was studying, I was working. So both the theoretical foundation and the practical foundation had built in the same time, and this helped me a lot. Yeah, if I reback to it and say why I'm not just starting by practical foundation, I will say I will lose a lot, because many of technology that I have been learned it's not being used these days, but I have a solid, I have something that put it in front of my eyes that is nothing constant in the life of technology. You have to adapt to change, and this is something you have to believe in to work in it. You have to adapt with the new change and learn this technology, but you have to have a foundation. From where you can find it, to me, was studying the bachelor degree in computer science, and what's so helpful. For others, I don't know, but you have to find this foundation. And yes, it's this decision was hard to be made, but it's worth it. Yeah.
Okay. So you did your job and your bachelor's degree graduation simultaneously.
Yes,
But you could
simultaneously.
have taken a
Yes.
break. Oh,
Yeah,
that was very
because
tough.
yeah, yes. I told you this take a lot of time, and because I have a family that understand me, I know that we can build our life together. So I have a lot of sacrificing from the time to family, free time, and things like this. But many time management was something helpful if you making some schedule for yourself. And so currently I benefiting from scheduling this thing because I have one full role with the company and three roles as a remote. So each role I work and give them what they want and complete the task at its time, and also fulfilling my commitment to the company with the full role by getting use of time, and also reading in the weekend and in the night time to learn something new. Because if you're not learning something every day, I feel some gap or something missing inside me if I am not reading anything new. And this is it. And also I have some activity in life. I'm not all fully dedicated on the VC. I am an athlete, and I playing karate and have a black belt. Also going to
Oh,
gym, yes, and workout. But this maybe seems impossible. It's not, because if you manage the time, if you make a priority list, everything will work. But if you're not, it will you will have some messy days. Now, when it was about studying, the highest priority was for studying, but also working, because you work for living, and these two things have a higher priority, and mixing between them, the best thing was is that the work is related to study in somehow, and the study is a feedback for us. So when I develop in some a new skill, let's say when I was studying in the university, when we studying data structure, we study it with the Pascal, but I pick Python and learn the same fundamentals using Python. Then I got some kind of tasks to be done for some company, as to completing them code or reviewing it or doing some fixing for them. So it's helped me that I learning as a side learning with the university, learning Python with data structure and increase my power. And then also at the same time have some kind of contract that came back to me. using this language that is and this is something that I think that it's God a blessing that you all of this way that you found some kind of way that evolve on it. Yeah.
Cool. So, like, how would you advise a fresh newcomer in the industry, maybe some students studying in the college or some fresh graduate? How would you
Okay.
advise them to how should they make their career?
You meaning that advising them to choose the career or they
Like, what are the
okay
what is the tips that you would give them?
okay, first thing that if this has to be something that you're motivated about it and you're really passionate to learn it. So when you ask yourself, can you give a free time to work for any company with a free, for free, to learn from them as an internship or something like this, or can you sacrifice your nighttime, your holidays for learning this thing, then you will choose it because you have to sacrifice to learn. You sometimes have to work with the so less amount of salary to learn and to have some kind of experience. No one will give you a full-time job if you not have all the experience. And some companies, when you see you in the entry level, will give you so little amount of salary. But if you're not like it, if you're not motivated about it, you will hate it at the end. And also, you have to be patient. So let's say if you are a developer and you want to learn something, please don't jump from language to language. It's not about the language; it's about the foundation. Let's say that you pick for yourself to be a backend developer. Okay, ask yourself, get a list of companies that hire in a backend developers. Look at them stack, which a common language they use, set it under your hand and say they using Python. What other skill they need? They needed you to working with other some kind of library. It's not something. Now, if you don't have a foundation, learning the foundation with this language, learning the data structure, learning the object oriented, learning the design pattern, learning everything with this. Try to build a bubble or sort algorithm with it. Try things with it. Learn it and learning the foundation using this language, and then jump to the backend, how to connect with the database and making some crude app or how to connecting with the NoSQL database like MongoDB and things like this is about libraries that you will use and some few lines of code if you know the foundation. Then you can apply for a job for this company or even go and ask them that. So the idea is that you pick something and settle with it, learn it, and learn it. When I'm saying passion, you have to learn it for and to work with it for 3 to 4 years so this will be a solid foundation in you. So if you want to get it's not just about the job, but it's that you can build any program with it. You are already familiar with the syntax, you already solving many tasks. Because nowadays when any project came to me, first thing that I will do is to separate it into simple subtasks. Now, when I try to solve these subtasks, I always found some pattern between these subtasks and other project that I already solved or working with. And this experience came from what? From repeating or doing the project using same. It's not because this same language it will be easier to, but it will that we will take some kind of headache of thinking about the language. You have one, and you now focusing on a problem solving. When you have the foundation of a problem solving, now then when you can solve and build any project using this language, and you found some company need different one, you can pick. Let's say you found company need someone working on Node.js. Okay, it's not something hard to you. You know the foundation. You know how to what is the function and variables and the condition and the loops and the data structure and the main algorithms. Also, you know some kind. Let's say that if you want to work with the database, what is the CRUD? How you can do a REST API? What is the authentication? All of this that you already solve it with the old language. Then you will go and use the new syntax, just learning the syntax, trying to build on the same thing. But this will came to your way when you have the foundation and a passion and to be settled to learn one language and learning the foundation using this language, with a 2, 3, 4 years. To me, it take 4 years. To be honest, it take 4 years sticking with one language and doing all kind of a project with it, and then found it easy to jump between those language whenever I need, but still depending on you and your time. Yeah, and this may be a good advice.
It's great. Have given like your journey has all the pitfalls that probably people have seen, and you have successfully come over it. You have taken
Yeah.
your the education, the background was different. You have changed so many domains. You have done a job and education at the same time. All the problems that people usually face, you have faced them and you have come out successfully. That's really
Yes,
nice.
I told you this because that you, if you have some kind of say, not those who graduate or fresh, maybe you have a kid and you wanted to overcome all of these things. So that you have to give them two things. It's the hacker mindset and the self learning. If you able to learn by yourself without so hard guiding. This is the best thing that you learn. And the hacker mindset is that you try things, not afraid of from breaking things. Okay, what is a programming? It will not hurt you if you learn it. If you installing some, if you're working on Windows and you most of servers in Linux, it's not will hurt you if you install it on your PC or if you install it on virtual machine. Try it. If you want to work on a cloud designed to be easy of use. Don't afraid from it. There is a free credit. Try it in AWS. There is a 1 year free credit for you. Okay, go give it a try, and you will learn. But it's need from you to let's say to be patient and settle and learning each day, and this will help you. It's not that I'm not overcoming this because I am the best or smartest, or not, because I have some kind of thing that if I have a desire to make things, I will give a full focus on it, and I will try everything. I may sometimes there is a fundamental things that maybe others will learn it, but I try to read it, not learning, trying from YouTube, trying different kind of sources until I learn it. I'm not giving up from thing until I learn it. So if you want, so most of people go and take as it's for they want to work and it's for living. Yes, it will by the end for living and it will give you a money. But if you love what you work, it will be easier to you to sacrifice the time. So why I choose from the beginning, why I choose to work in computer and in tech and choose to learn computer science and study it, because I found myself I love this work. I don't want to get back and work in labs. I don't like chemistry. So to be honest to myself, is this that I have to uh, settle with the chemistry and working with labs, or no, I have to give more effort and more time and push myself toward this something I love. I found that when I sacrifice my time, I sacrifice other things, some kind of enjoyment, to learn a new thing or to do job or complete it, some kind of a project, they are so complex to be solved. And there is a lot of pressure from the work itself that you have to complete it with a specific deadline, and there is other thing that you, commitment that you already have. But since you love it in this work, you love to open it to open the ID and coding and or to open your terminal and working with the server or thing like this. You love this work and you understand it very well. You will give the time. But if you not love it, when you have some kind of this load of this pressure, you will not complete. By the end, you will find yourself you hating the job. So maybe someone that who enforce himself for technology, but he will find himself in different career. Find the career that you love so you can sacrifice, because you cannot develop yourself without sacrificing time or health or money. You will gonna to work in for free. I do it sometimes. I do some kind of tasks to work for free, to put something in resume or get something in back, to complete something in my college. I do some kind of a free work for the college so I can benefit from some kind of a credit in a specific area on labs or something like this. So this thing that you're gonna to sacrifice by the end, But if you love it, you will can do it. Either if someone asks you to do it for free, you will do it because you love it. Yeah.
Cool. That's really nice inputs you have given. I'm
Thank you.
sure our audience will benefit a lot from these.
Thank
Thanks
you.
a lot for your time.